Welcome to this tutorial on Grene Gynger, which is a 15th century English dance from a specific manuscript referred to as the Gresley manuscript in common dance circles. It is the only source for this dance, and it is unfortunately written in a very nebulous, creative sort of English. Now, the original choreography is not accompanied by any music, which means music had to be created, in this case by Chris Elms, one of the musicians of the Gaita medieval music ensemble. And of course he had to create it based on an interpretation of the dance so that it would fit that interpretation. So you may have other versions in your storage of knowledge, and they might be just as correct as this one. So let's focus on this particular version. So the dance opens with a double trace. And we're going to interpret the trace as being like its continental cousins, piva or saltarelli or doubles of some sort. In this case, we're going to go with piva, because we like dances with piva in them. So the dance actually starts with 16 total of these piva for a double trace, a single trace consisting perhaps of 8. And to review, piva is a double, which consists of 3 steps and a pause. Looks like this at full speed. Da, 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 da. This is in a nice lively 6/8. Ta ta da, ta ta ta, as you saw in the introduction. So a little bit slower. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Long, short, long, long, short, long, or slow, quick, slow, slow, quick, slow. Slow, quick, slow, and then accelerates. And then the kitty, you get your piva at this tempo. Piva is really just a double that is altered and accelerated by the music that stimulates a dancer to it. So the music will determine the exact shape of your piva. Now, if you're having issues with executing that step and the short step is making your brain hurt, I'm going to give you a cheater. A cheater step, a complete cheat. This is not authentic, probably. So instead of placing the second step next to the first step, might help you if you undercut with that second step. That might help you make your feet do what they need to do. So if you're having issues with the piva, then try this step and see if that helps. Again, there is no documentary indication in any of the manuals that this is how a piva should be performed. There's no evidence that it shouldn't be performed this way either, I should say. But this is just a cheat to help you if you are having issues getting your feet to cooperate. So brief recap, piva is a double, 3 steps, altered and accelerated by the music. So only 3 steps per piva with a mini pause in between each one. So da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the piva. Grene Gynger opens, as I mentioned earlier, with a double trace. And the end of the double trace, there is a heart at the end, as it says in the original instructions. So we interpret that as follows. First 12 piva, we're just going to do normally about the room, as you saw us earlier frolicking. Piva stylings. And then by the end of the 11th piva, you should be oriented somewhere in your dance space so that you can perform the following figure. So in terms of geography, we'll face away from you so that my right is your right, my left is your left. Basically, we are going to be casting out and away from each other. So this is the geography. We cast out over our outside shoulder, whatever that is, and we end facing. So that's the geography. We're casting out, hence heart. So we actually do that with 4 piva. That looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And try to make it as heart-shaped as possible, even though that could have just been a clever way of them referring to a casting out figure in the 15th century. We don't know, but it seems to work. So let's go ahead and practice with the music. 12 piva with hearts at the end. And remember, the benefit of a video tutorial is that if there's any part that baffles you, you can pause, practice, rewind, repeat, etc. So now I'm going to put on the music. The music comes with a 4-bar introduction, so wait for 4 piva before you commence, or you end up doing 20 piva total, I suppose. So, brief introduction, being 4 piva. And then we'll do 12 piva around the room, doing whatever you like. Last 4 are the hearts to end facing, or is the heart to end facing. Okay. Piva. 8, 12, hearts. We're laughing because no matter how hard we know what's coming and try to position ourselves in the right spot, my husband gets wrapped up in his piva, so.
And put us in the wrong place.
Put us in the wrong place.
It's just cast out into the furniture.
Right, okay, so that is the first part of Grene Gynger. As I said, if you need to practice, I highly recommend that you do so, in fact. Rinse, repeat, wash again. As you may have noticed, this dance seems to have a tendency towards fast, but in fact, the pattern seems to be we do something fast, we do something slow, we do something fast, we do something slow. So we just did a fast figure, which was the 16 piva, the last 4 of which were our half hearts each. So what comes next is therefore going to be a slow figure. Now the music does not decelerate, but our speed of motion over top of the music does. So we end facing each other at the end of our half hearts. And the geography of this figure is thus that we should end up in each other's places, by which I mean this. We're just going to just geography. We just end up in each other's places, right? So at the end of this figure, this is how you should be, the opposite side of where you were. Going back to our original end of heart positions. The footwork for this is called a rake, which we think is possibly a diagonal single step. Could be, seems to work and accomplish what we need to happen in this dance. So a rake is a slow diagonal step that takes 1 whole bar of music. Actually, no, it takes 2 bars of music in this dance. So, looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one is a diagonal. Your place, Molly? First one is a slow diagonal step to your own left, doing a quarter turn to face away from your partner. So you should now be back to back with your partner. The second rake is a slow diagonal step back with the right foot, with another quarter turn that should have you facing your partner. So we'll go back to our positions and we'll demonstrate that at speed. So at speed, that will look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I call that figure slow diamonds to switch. So let's go ahead and tack that on to the first part of the dance, which is our 16 piva ending in hearts to face. All of that building up together. Piva. Slow diamonds. 1, 2. Okay, excellent. So, slow diamonds. Moving on. Third part of Grene Gynger. So we just finished our slow half diamonds and we're now facing but on the opposite side from where we started. So slow half diamonds means we now do something fast. And in this case, fast is what some people may know as a do-a-do, or in more modern peasant parlance, a do-si-do. So what that means is we're going to do a double forward, 3 steps and a pause, leading with our left foot, passing right shoulders, like so. 1, 2, 3, tap, And then we're going to do a double back, passing left shoulders. Ready, and back, 2, 3, tap. So the footwork on that is, I'll demonstrate it from here. The footwork on that, just the bare footwork, is going to be left, tap, right, left, right, tap, left. That's your bare footwork. And you're just basically going to do this orbiting around each other without turning your faces, which is actually the original language, without turning your faces. So let's go ahead and try that slowly. 4 for nothing. Weight is on our right foot, left foot is free. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left, 2, 3, tap, back, 2, 3, tap. Okay, more quickly at tempo. 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3, tap. Okay, let's do that from the slow half diamond so we can practice that transition. So weight is on our right foot, left foot is free. Don't worry about reorienting yourself. It doesn't really matter. You're never going to be in the same spot when you dance this dance, probably. So slow half diamonds into back to back. Ready, and left, 2, 3, 4, right, 2, 3, 4, forward, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's put that all together with the opening piva and the hearts at the end. From the top, 4-bar intro. Slow half diamonds. 1, 2. Do-si-do. Forward, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. Very nice. So, a note occurred to me while we were dancing. It will help you to do these forwards and backwards doubles without turning your face if you actually shade with the shoulder. So you're not perfectly straight ahead, right? You actually lead with one shoulder and lead with the other shoulder so that you end up sort of passing each other more gently. So we'll do that facing forward and back so you can see that. So after our half diamonds, we're about this far apart. So I lead 1, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. So I try to keep one shoulder back and one shoulder forward, and that allows us to pass each other more easily in the time allotted. Okay, good. Moving on to the last part of the dance. So, part 4 of Grene Gynger. We just did something quick, which was our forward and backwards a double, going around each other without turning our faces. So now, that was quick, so this next figure will be slow. So we're going to back away from each other with 3 slow single steps and a pause. And so that's going to look like this from the side. Ideally lead with your left foot. So we're going to go back, 2, 3, and then close and switch your weight so that your left foot is free again. So that last bar of music is a close and switch of weight. Left foot is free. So let's go ahead and try that all together. 4 for nothing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back, 2, 3, close. So now that we have done this slow thing, we're going to cap the dance off, or at the end, with a fast thing, and that fast thing is going to reset us in our original orientation, in the sense of, if I was on the right at the beginning of the dance, I will once more be to the right of my partner at the end of the dance. So there is no exchange of power, there's no passing of the lead here. The person who led the first time through the dance will continue to lead unless there's some kind of more interesting coup that happens. And I guess that's possible. So, we've just backed up our 3 slow single steps. We're going to do something fast, and that fast footwork is going to be piva, but let's just talk about geography for the moment. So the geography is that we're going to come together, just walk, we come together, and then we are going to do hearts, but this time the other direction. So we're going to be casting, if you're a follower, you will cast over your left shoulder, and if you're the leader, you will cast over your right shoulder. So this is how that will look. We go this way, we go this way, and instead of ending facing, we just end up next to each other, inside hands, ready to move on with the next repetition of the dance. So that's the geography. That's the geography. Let's just walk through that geography. Don't worry about your feet one more time. So we walk towards each other, pass out and down, and then we're back together again. So footwork is going to be pivot. We're going to use one pivot to meet, and then the remaining 3 pivot to do the casting of the half heart each. So that looks like this. Ready, and pivot to meet, casting. Right. Okay. So let's do that together. From the backwards singles. Okay. Ready, and back, 2, 3, pause, pivot to meet and casting, da 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 da. Okay, let us try the transition from the do-si-do into the back, into the pivot casting. So 4 for nothing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Do-si-do and back, 2, 3. Slowly back, back, 2, 3. Close, pivot to meet, casting. Okay, so we're now ready to do the whole dance. So we shall dance it with you, and once, and I will call it, and then you will be on your own. Viva. Ready for your hearts? Go. Diamonds. Do-si-do. Slow back. Pivot to meet and casting. Viva. Slow diamonds. Do-si-do. Slow back. Pivot to meet and casting. Slow diamonds. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, why don't you watch another one now? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you wish to support me more directly and benefit from a range of perks, go ahead and become a Patreon. Links in the details below. Happy creating!